I am here with Cage Warriors bantamweight world champion Liam Gittins. Liam, we recently just had our first prize fighter tournament. I feel like this one was probably extra interesting for you because you also found out who you were going to be facing next. Okay, so first of all, do you want to just talk about like the semifinals, the three semifinals fights, like just quickly kind of like go over like what you thought of them?
Yeah, I thought the Wesley Meyer fight with Shirzad, if that's his name, was a good one. I felt Wesley could have won that fight. He just engaged with the grappling a little bit too much, but it was a pretty cool fight. It's just the Lion just kept on stalling it a bit, to be fair. That's what I thought on that one. Moving on to Loof and Stevens. I thought that was a really great fight, to be fair. I enjoyed watching that, and I felt like Loof looked good in the fight. He controlled it quite well. There was times where he was losing, but there was some big shots landed, and that was an entertaining fight. The Martin Yoni fight was the first one on the card, actually. That was my most anticipated fight of the night, but it wasn't my favourite in the end. It was the Loof fight with Ian Stevens, but it was a good fight. It was back and forth, and Martin Yoni got caught at the end, which is fair play from Giordano. Yeah. So. Yeah, and then moving on to the final fight, I felt like the Lion stalled out a lot, did what he needed to, but it was a bit boring to watch for me. I felt like he did what he needed to, but it was boring. I kind of feel like, to me, it's kind of like when you go around your friend's house and there's a dog and it keeps jumping up at your legs and you keep kicking it down and trying to get it away. I felt like that's him as a fighter, to be fair.
And you actually thought that Alexander Loof was going to win the whole thing, but then obviously, yeah, you saw Shirzad Qadrian won, so then he's going to be your next opponent.
He is, yeah.
So, what are your thoughts really of him as an opponent?
Yeah, I was actually shocked for him to win it. If I was to pick anybody, I would have had him last. So fair play for being the underdog in that sense. Like he did well there, but I don't think he really has much for me, to be honest. I think I've dealt with wrestlers before. Reese McCune was a better wrestler than him, and I dominated that fight. So not really worried about the fight whatsoever. And I'm just looking forward to getting out and competing with him. So I'm good to go whenever. If you want to go in September, November time, whenever you're ready, you've just fought, so you let me know.
And I asked him, I'm sure you saw the interview that I did with him after when he won. I asked him, if he had a message for you. He did. What did you think of that? And do you have a message for him?
I thought his message was hilarious, to be honest, because he didn't know who I was, where I lived, or where I trained, and I was just like, what is going on? Because you'd think you'd do your research on the champion of the division, but he said he misspoke. He definitely did misspeak. I feel like he says he's got a lot of respect for me. I don't see the respect at all, to be fair. So, if I've got a message for you, let's get the contract signed and get the fight going.